Hey everybody, this is Jeff Dole Dad. We've got a special guest, Steve, but you're not even here yet because we just started the live stream unless you're watching the replay. Steve, you want to say hi while I pull up chat?
What's going on, everybody?
So again, we know there's probably hardly anybody in yet because it's just the very beginning of a stream. That's the way it goes. I'm going to pull up chat. Obviously, I'll turn off my audio so you don't hear. Well, if I hit the right, I've hit 3 wrong buttons in like 4 tries so far. Here we go. So it's gonna get good. So Steve is a great guy. I told him the other day, I don't know where we were. I think we were in a stream together, and I told him bad news. Me and you got a lot in common, my friend. Yep. 2 of the things that I think we love most are Disney and sports, and I'm sure we'll talk about most of them tonight.
Oh yeah.
So far I've just got you in chat. Steve's World's in chat, and I'm glad he is. Here, let me type this in. All right. And I'm already lagging. That can't be good. Hold on. 4 wrong buttons. Nobody in the house yet. All right, say hi if you pop in the house. I'm going to say hi in chat.
I don't think your notification went out either because I haven't gotten it yet. So
that's interesting. My notifications have been not going out for 2 days now. So I don't know. We got 5 likes, but 2 watching. I don't even know how that's possible. But whatever. But yeah, I had some notifications pop up from on my wife's devices hours after I was well done. So who knows what's going to happen? Maybe it'll just be me and you. But no, we got Melissa in the house. Welcome, Melissa. I'm so glad you're here. We're going to have a good time either way. Again, we got 5 likes and only 3 in the house. I don't understand that, but I think people are going to be popping in. Mouse Talk's in the house. There we go. Welcome, guys. So I had to get out of our friends at Disney Life for Me's chat. So before we start talking about you, how did it end? So it was Stacy. Oh, I don't even remember anymore. It was Stacy and who and who? Who were there?
Holly, I don't want to mispronounce her last name. I think it's Hofninger or something.
Sorry, I didn't mean to jump.
And Disney Damsels. And Holly was actually winning going into Final Jeopardy and didn't wager enough. And Stacy actually won. So Stacy Rogers.
So that's always fun. I've been on that once. I still have no idea how I got onto the final, but I did, and I had not one clue what was going on. But that was a lot of fun. And it's funny. Before I got off the stream to go prep for this, they mentioned that they had practiced together, all 3 of them, even though they were playing against each other. That is the cutest thing ever. I love it.
I found them by mistake in August. I don't know how I found them, but they do a great job with trivia and Jeopardy. I've been on there 3 times, I think. So it's fun.
Yeah, I did trivia for a while. I hit the wrong button. I love it. They are who are good in that are so much better than me. Even if I know the answer, I don't get it until well after they've already answered it. It's quite remarkable. Yeah. So let's talk about you, my friend. You are a Disney and a sports fan just like me. We're going to start with Disney, mostly Disney talk. When did your love for Disney begin?
Oh, well, my true love for Disney really began in 1999 when I first went to Disney World. I've always been a huge fan of Disney. I've been a fan of the movies, the cartoons, and all that, but I really didn't know the history or the involvement of everything that Walt did for the world until I went to Disney World the first time in 1999. And then I decided in college to study them a little bit better because nobody does customer service like Disney. So I actually took classes on Disney and the customer service, and from everything from a Disney cast member is not allowed to point with one finger. They have to use 2 all the way down to they're called cast members because they're really just people, actors in your world, in your play that you're down there. So that's about probably 1999. The first time I visited Disney World is when I absolutely fell in love with it. So,
and I'm fascinated by that. I love business and leadership and stuff like that. I've got, the Be Our Guest book is right behind me. Mm-hmm. I'm passionate about that kind of thing. Did you do the Disney Leadership Institute? Was this something? Tell me more.
It was not. I wish I would have. I wish I would have done that. I got to tour the Disney University, if you want to call it that. Uh-huh. I've gotten to some of my best friends were cast members from down there, so I got to see a lot of the ins and outs of things that went on, and that's what intrigued me the most to start following it. But I never got to do I never got to do the Disney Institute or actually be involved in the college program or anything like that. I regret that. At the time, I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah.
But I wish I would have done that for sure.
That is so cool. Let me say hi to some people in chat here. So we've got Melissa in the house. You're in the house. Mouse Talk's in the house. Jedi Back's in the house. So I'm really glad you guys are here. I do know, yeah, my notifications aren't going out. So guys, I apologize about that, but I am glad you're here, and we're gonna have a good time regardless. I keep hitting the wrong buttons on my silly display here, but whatever. So how does your passion for Disney and your appreciation for their leadership help you at work? I don't know what you do for work. I don't know if you want to share that, but tell me a little about that. Hey, Stacy, I hear you had a good night, Stacy.
Yes. Yes, it does. It absolutely does. It's helped me advance my career. It's helped me to basically, the leadership definitely has helped. I'm an office manager for a group of 80 people. So, it has definitely helped me in treating others the way they need to be treated. I'm not a typical manager in that I don't lead by power. Basically, I welcome everybody's opinions. Everybody's got great ideas. You got to take all those to heart, and then you got to turn around and institute the ones that are the best. And if they're not the best, you got to explain and try to figure out how to get there. So no, we got a great team. And it definitely has helped me in my life and in my work career as well.
That's awesome. You know, I was looking at, I don't even know what it was. It might've been just a meme on Instagram, something recently that basically what people think a manager is versus what they really are. What they think a manager is someone who tells people what to do. What a manager really is simply saying, what can I do to help you get the job done?
Exactly.
And I love it. I'm passionate about all things Disney too, but one of the things that I think, bad news, me and you have this in common again, that I am super nuts about is how, well, it's planned out. I mean, the greatness of Disney is not an accident. And I don't think they're losing it. I hear people often talking about how they're losing that. I don't see that at all. I mean, I see, you know, with as many employees as they have, not every organization is going to be all A pluses, but I simply love their culture, I guess is the right word. And I love that you do too. Actually, I go to a church where my path is a huge church, and my pastor is a big Disney fan too, and he's a big fan of Disney for what they provide to their, well, I'll say it, customers, fans, whatever the right word is for us Disney peeps. And I think there are so many parallels for young people in business and vets like, well, me. I wish the world would notice it more, because I think what a better company to emulate than Disney. And I don't know. I'll leave that open-ended. I mean,
oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you can't. It doesn't get any better than Disney. As far, if you're looking for leadership and customer service and all that, it doesn't get any better than that. And a few years back, when Michael Eisner was still in charge, and everybody, you know, you had your opinions of him one way or the other.
Yeah. But
the one thing he did is he helped stop the hostile takeover from Comcast. And
yes.
in doing
I
that,
love you. Yes.
In doing that,
and is that not enough to love the guy?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. This was it. He had his opinions. He guided Disney very well for many years, and then he got embattled, and people, you know, were calling for his ousting. But the guy saved Disney, and Comcast. Comcast even said, "We will get rid of all the characters. We will get rid of everything."
Really,
and he stopped them. And at that point in time, I got really nervous for the special. A lot of people don't get to experience Disney like I've been able to experience it, and they don't get in depth in it. They don't study like I've studied it. And the more I learn and the more I study, the more intrigued I become, and the more I want to know. And without that, if he hadn't have done that, to me, that's the single greatest moment in Disney history. Yes. Because it wouldn't be here without that moment in time.
I mean, that might be a really good video. The 10 best moments in Disney history. So maybe I could probably argue a few, but we don't have Disney anymore without that.
Exactly.
We don't have Disney anymore without Snow White. There's plenty of things, you know, a summer day in 1955. There's lots of days that were huge, but that ends it all if he doesn't do that. Yeah, he's been attacked, and I mean, you know what I liked about him? He wasn't afraid to take some chances. Yeah. And he saved it. So anyway, I love that. Disney Life for Me's in the house. Walter Graham's in the house. Chrissy in the house. I think I saw Corey in the house saying he was going to go to bed. Thanks for popping in, buddy. Loved your video today. I always love it, Corey, when you go and look at Disney pins. So please never stop doing that. D's in the house. If I missed you, I apologize. One of the things I say this early on in almost every stream, at least the interview streams, I'm not ignoring you in chat, guys. I'm trying to concentrate on the guest. I really will try hard to get everybody. If you stay till the end, there'll be a time where I ask you if you have any questions for him or me. So please don't think we're ignoring you in chat. And I love that you're here. So thanks for being here. So yeah, I don't even know how me and you met. I think we decided that it was on one of the Disney Dan streams. I think we were on together, maybe. I don't even remember, but again, I'm not trying to be like some weirdo, but me and you, it seems like we have a lot of things that we're passionate about together. And I'm going to dive into Disney again, but right behind you, you've got some stuff, some Colts stuff, some Dodgers stuff. I might be the largest Dodgers fan on the history of history. So that makes me happy. How, though, are you a Colts fan and a Dodgers fan? I know you might live by one. What's the other connection?
So I honestly, the earliest moment I have of sports is baseball and being a Dodger fan. I have no idea how it came about. It just came about. From the love of the Dodgers came the love of all LA sports teams. So I fell in love with the Kings and the Raiders at the time, the Lakers. Wait. I know. Well, they're not LA anymore. So, but I live in Indiana, so the Colts are a natural fit for me. And I just like with Indiana sports, it's more of a family oriented atmosphere. We don't get the big names all the time, but
you got the big race, and you had Peyton for years, and now you got Luck, and
yep. And we don't go get the big names that bring the big problems with them. So. In an essence, and we have good teams instead of good individuals, and I like that. So one of the reasons, and of course, we don't have a baseball team around here, except for Cincinnati or Chicago.
I was going to say, we sent you Puig, didn't we? It's kind of close enough, right?
Yeah, but we don't have. I can't stand the Cubs, the White Sox, or the Reds. So just because of all the people around here, I just can't stand them. So. But I don't know. I just became an LA sports fan early on in life. From the minute I can remember what sports was, I was a Dodger fan. And then I started looking at the other sports and said, hey, what else is from LA? All the way even to when LA Galaxy came in. So
love it. Well, we'll probably dive in a little more sports here at the end. But I think I saw some other people pop in. Miguel, welcome. Oh, don't say you're sorry if you're late. Loved your stream. Great job. Sorry I had to leave your stream early, but I'm glad you're here. Anybody else who popped in, thank you for being here. So you love the business of Disney. Is that a fair way to say it? You started loving it in '99. What parks do you go to? How often do you go? I know you love the movies. We're going to talk about that. How often do you go to the parks? What's your favorite park? That kind of stuff.
So when I was, before I started really taking my family with me, I would go roughly 4 times a year. I buy an annual pass every year. And to me, that's the only way for me to do it. And I just go down. I would also stay off property with cast member friends at the time too. So it was a lot easier. I didn't have to pay for a hotel, any of that. So used to go about 4 times a year. Now I try to go twice a year. This year I'm going on a really big trip by myself because we're meeting a lot of YouTubers down there. And I want to go by myself so I can focus on that and not have to worry about my family at the same time. So this will be the first trip I've taken solo, man, in about 8 or 9 years. So first Disney trip. Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I really don't go anywhere else besides Disney. So it's just the way it is. So
that's awesome. I haven't done a Disney solo trip. I've done a work trip where we had a conference and they gave us tickets. That was actually the first time I ever went to Disney World. And so I was with a coworker and a conference friend, whatever, somebody who hung out with us. But I don't really count that one because it was like 4 hours with people I was working with. But I might. So when are you going? You said you've got a trip coming up to go meet some YouTubers. I need to know about that. Tell me more about that.
So I booked my trip August 21st to August 28th. And then that was going to overlap a couple different people that I wanted to make sure I met. I know Mouse Talk will be down there around that time. Disney Dan will be down there. And then I don't know if it was just through, I wouldn't call it peer pressure because nobody was pressuring me, but just talking to these other people, figuring out when they were leaving, I went ahead and decided to extend my stay to the following Sunday, September 1st. And then we started getting all these people that were listening, wanted to come out and join us as well, come and meet with us. And it's been a great experience. We got several that are going to do it. And then of course, all the stars aligned and they announced Galaxy's Edge is opening up August 29th. So I will be down there trying to live stream from the park on the opening day. So it just worked out.
That's spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have anything confirmed yet, but there's a very strong possibility that the dude you're talking to is going to be there for opening day too.
Oh, and nice.
Generally, when I'm talking about opening day, it's the opening day that's in a week, but obviously we're talking about Star Wars opening day together.
Yes.
So it's not it's happening. It's happening. It's happening. I haven't told everybody that, but a friend
now
may or may not be listening to this right now, and I are making plans, and I'm very, very excited about this. And
that would definitely be incredible. We have to meet up then.
I was gonna say we're gonna have to. It's gonna be epic. You know, I can't even make my sentences come out when I think about the opportunity to maybe be there for opening day. Like, even if I just stood there and watched the whateverness, the craziness, the just to say I was there. I mean, my mom was in the parks multiple times in 1955 as an 11-year-old girl. My grandpa worked at Disneyland. Oh, wow. They weren't there opening day, but they were there that first year, and I've lived in awe of that. And I know it's not Disneyland; it's a land in Disneyland, but I'm a Star Wars nut. Yes. So that I can't even make sentences. I'm so excited.
Well, and I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work, obviously, yet. We don't know what Disney is going to do, but everybody keeps asking me what I'm going to do. And as long as they allow me to do it, I will be there the night before, because I know people are talking about going in at 5, going in at 6, going in at 1. I'm going as early as I can. And when I try to explain it to people, you're talking about the biggest opening in theme park history.
Yes.
And probably my favorite of all time. And it's all laid in my lap. How do you not try? So I've got to try.
What's the worst that happened? You can say you were there and, oh my gosh, fill in the blank, whatever it becomes.
I'm going to be there for 12 days solo. I'm not going to be hurting anybody else's trip with my family. There's somebody that would be going with me. So why not? So I've got to try it. I've got to do it.
Yeah, that's I'm giddy for you, and I think we might be able to high five, but we'll talk about that offline. Michelle's in the house. Gonzo's in the house. 3 a.m. brother. He might be saying something that we're talking about right now. Jelly's in the house. Heritage Farm in the house. Anthony. Oh, be nice, Anthony. Don't make us slam you. Hello from Texas, Heritage Farms. I'm in Fort Worth. If you're anywhere near me, you just got slammed by some weather. I hope you're far and safe. It's gone now, but anyway, welcome in. I'm so glad you guys are here. Again, I apologize. I know the notifications aren't going out, but I see we've got a nice group in here now. It means a lot that I'm here, and means a lot for me to check out, or for have you checking out Steve, whether you know him or not. PMDB Entertainment in the house. Welcome back. 2 days in a row, my friend. I enjoyed your stream earlier. So, Steve, you have a Twitter, you have a Instagram, and you have a YouTube. Let's talk about the YouTube first. What made you start your channel? Well, let's start with that. What made you start your Disney channel?
So we didn't start as a Disney channel. What we started doing is I've got 2 young nieces, and we started we started paying attention to YouTube for this last trip we just took. The trip before this last one, around last March. We started watching some of the videos to try to figure out what kind of food we wanted to plan, because we do the dining plan. We book our reservations 180 days in advance. So we wanted to make sure that we knew what we were going to go to, if we wanted that kind of food or not. So we started watching a couple videos there, and somehow we came across toy videos, that the craze of opening all these toys and playing with them online. And one of my youngest nieces was, I got him a couple toys, and she said, "Hey, let's do this." And she acted like we were having a video. And I said, we could do that. And I thought, they're cute. I'm going to, maybe we could do something. Right. So about 8 months ago, been 8 or 9 months ago now, we decided, why not try it? So we put together a logo, put everything together. If you watch that very first video it was bad. It was really bad. So it was one of those, use a whiteboard, write things on it, pause it, record it, stop it, go back.
We're all going to go watch that now.
Oh, it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. And we progressed from, it was with a bad camera. And then we progressed into, we created a logo with my backdrop, and it was on cloth, and all the way to now that, we've upgraded equipment. I have a microphone. We're having fun with it. It's actually becoming real now. And I've actually painted the wall to with our logo now. So it's fun. And then we, of course, we just started live streaming recently, and from doing the toys, I started thinking, well, maybe I'll throw a few of my Disney videos from past trips on there. That seemed to be doing well. And then I started finding all these people around. I found Corey first, Corey Fiasco.
I love his channel. He was in here. He said he was going to bed, so he might not still be here, but great channel. If you don't know Corey, go check him out.
Well, and he was the first person I found, and I thought, man, I like this guy. He collects pins. I collect pins, and it just took off from there. You know, I found trivia with Dee and Miguel in August. Actually, that's how I found you. I heard that you did trivia at the same time. So I kind of jumped on there, and then we met on Disney Fiasco, which is one of the best shows that around. I've evolved all the way to, I got a partner channel with Walt and Melissa over at Mouse Talk now.
Love them.
And we do basically I started guest appearing on some of those shows, and I've fallen in love with it. Now we have our own live stream. So things are going well. I'm happy with it.
I'm happy that you're doing it. I mean, I've told people, I mean, I think to this community, this is going to be, everybody already knows this, but I'm one of the, I'm going to say millions, and I suspect a lot of us are, that just don't watch a lot of TV anymore. I'm a busy guy. We're all busy, whatever. Everybody's busy, blah, blah, blah. When I get home and I have free time, I'm watching sports, I'm talking about sports, or I'm watching YouTube. Well, watching sports, it's YouTube TV for me, but it's TV, whatever. Talking about sports has now become online, which is a nice segue to what I'm going to ask you about next here. And I would just rather watch Casey Neistat than something on CBS 100% of the time. And I'm just mentioning Casey Neistat as a non-Disney YouTuber. There's just so much great content out there on YouTube. There's so much garbage out there too. But I'm fascinated by I'm fascinated by the content. And that said, I think, and I preach this, and I'm going to continue to preach this, I think it's the tip of the iceberg. I'm not saying all content's going to always be on YouTube. That's what I'm saying. There may be more platforms, excuse me, but I believe we're all positioned very well to grow. Because how many people do, when I bump into somebody in my real life, content on YouTube like those of us on YouTube are, I think it's moving that way. And I think that people like you and people in the chat right now, Corey Fiasco, who we just mentioned, well, so many others, we're going to blow up, and it's going to be fun, because I really hate the canned stuff that's on TV. Like I'm not going to say I don't watch any of it. I loved me some Breaking Bad back in the day. I loved Walking Dead. There's shows I like, but I'd rather watch your video than 99.9% of the stuff on TV by far. I guess I'll segue into that. Who do you like on YouTube? Both Disney YouTubers, but then also non-Disney YouTubers. I'd be interested in that.
There's a ton of Disney YouTubers. I couldn't even begin to mention them all. I try to watch everybody. I mean, for obviously, all of my favorites are on the live place. Dean from Dreamers Empire. What's that?
He sent me a couple notes. I don't know them at all. What a nice guy, though.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing, nice.
Phenomenal. And he has 38 people in the live place that he promotes and hosts live streams throughout the week. So he reached out to me this past week, and I am now on the live place as well.
Nice. Yeah, actually, when he reached out to me, I didn't know who the heck he was. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. I don't know. I need to. I love what he's doing, or they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, so how about non-Disney YouTubers?
So non-Disney YouTubers, they range so far. I do watch for my own. I'm pretty technical, what I would call technologically advanced. I work with computers all the time. I've built computers, but I watch Nick Nimmin a lot for help with this kind of stuff, for things I haven't done. And I don't remember. I think Miguel actually pointed me towards him, but I would have to say my favorite non-Disney YouTube channel is something called the Dangy Bros, which is Dangy Bros. It's DANGIE and then BROS. So they started a channel. It used to be called Cam and Jeff. There was their nicknames for a while. And then recently they added their other brother, but they do some of the funniest stuff, and they're family friendly. Sometimes it gets dangerous, and that's why they're called the Dangy Bros, but it's completely family friendly. I'm far from a prude, but that's important to me. I work with kids. Kids come in my streams, so I'm not trying to pretend like I'm perfect. I'm as far from perfect as is humanly possible. That said,
I want to keep stuff family friendly because
Yep.
I got 4 daughters. I mean, Dole with dad, so whatever.
Well, that's what my nieces love them. So we sit around and watch them. They're just good kids. The kids are in their 20s, but they're just it's a good family. They do good things, and they're just a good channel. They went from I think they went from 100,000 subscribers. They went from nothing, but then they got to 100,000 subscribers, and before they even got the plaque for 100,000, they jumped to over 1 million. So
What?
wow.
Yeah,
They jumped fast. They're a good channel.
that is so nice. And that brings me. You made me think of one of my goals, but it's about you. What are some of your YouTube goals for whether it be content or subscriber numbers or whatever?
And this is going to be cheesy, and I really truly mean every bit of what I say, and I've said it since day one. I don't care if I have 5 subscribers or 5 million subscribers. I would rather have 5 people that I consider friends, like you guys, that I'm going to meet in the real world, that I want to meet in the real world, that I want to hang out like this, talk about sports, talk about whatever we want to talk about. I'd rather have 5 people like that than have 5 million people I don't know that, that I just can't interact with. But, for goals for the channel, our slogan when we created it was all things fun. And we just want to keep doing that. We want to do obviously a lot of Disney content. I want to do a lot of sports content. Walt and I from Mouse Talk we do a sports night on Saturday nights now. We just started it 2 weeks ago. So we get to talk about sports. It's just to get away from the Disney talk a little bit. Not that we don't want to, but I just want to continue to have fun and make new friends and people that I consider real friends that I intend to have a great relationship with. I
mean, that's a beautiful attitude. I'll just say it. I don't disagree at all. That said, I got number goals too. But I love that. Like, Gonzo's in the house, and we were talking about this. Hey, little C, welcome in. I think I said hi to you, Anthony. Welcome in, buddy. I'm really glad you're here. I just think, and again, if I'm missing you in chat, I will definitely get caught up. I appreciate you guys being here. We'll get caught up here at the end. I say this every month or every week. I don't want to repeat myself every week, but I had no idea that live streaming, specifically live streaming more than the videos, in my opinion, would connect me with people who are now really, really good friends. I mean, it sounds weird to even say it out loud. And I even get caught up saying, well, in real life, I did it earlier. Forget that. This is real life. You guys are my real friends. Like for my in real life friends who might be watching, I like my Disney friends more 99% of the time. Sorry, but it's true. I just, it's passionate. It's people who are passionate about what you're passionate about that you're going to get along with the most, right? Like, I mean, if you marry somebody who doesn't like what you love, it's going to be a rough, life. And I think it's the same with friends, right? Like, I'm not one of those people who, I don't know how to say this without sounding like a jerk. I like everybody. I'll admit to it. I like people who like what I like. I don't want to sound like I'm not going to like you if you don't like what I like. But how many times have I said it to you? Me and you have a lot of things in common. And if we get to be in Walt Disney World together on the same day, there's no chance I'm not going to at least try to reach out and say hi.
It's scary how much we have in common. So.
I think that, so I've worked with young kids, and I started with the Boys and Girls Clubs in 1993. So I've worked with young kids and young employees since I was 23. And I remember there was a time and a place in my life where I was telling almost all of my younger employees, stop connecting with people online. It's dangerous. That world has come and gone. And some of my best friends are in this chat right now. We're talking to them about what we're passionate about. And the idea of you and Walt talking sports makes me want to show up. That sounds like a good evening to me. I'm not the kind of guy who's going to go sit at the bar and talk with some dude that I'm never going to see again, and I hope he doesn't kill people on the drive home. But this is, I mean, I love that you got a Dodger uniform behind you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I've never been I was a nerd in school. I never went to parties, still don't. It's just not my scene. We grew up in church. It's just the way we were raised. My parents did a fantastic job with us. There's 5 of us, so they did a fantastic job with all of us. And yeah, just to go off of what you just said, I mean, I find myself, I can't wait to get out of work and I rush straight home and jump on YouTube. Now I do a lot of multitasking. I've got a dual monitor set up here and everything. I'm actually watching basketball while we're talking here. So it's just there. Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm not watching a lot of the tournament this year, but I watched the last, perfect timing. Like with 40 seconds left, I turned it on. That was nuts.
And I picked Duke to win the whole thing. And I was really disappointed when they did the replay and didn't catch that it didn't hit the rim. It should have been a shot clock violation.
Oh, I don't know. I don't even know what you're talking about. Like I was
man.
multitasking.
They gave a basket to the other team and it didn't hit the rim, and they even replayed it, but they said they couldn't find definitive proof.
So
they showed
which team got screwed there?
Duke did, but then they came back and won.
Gotcha.
So
they got lucky at the end. They got lucky 3 times in the last 10 seconds.
Oh yeah. So I mean, it's great. It was finally a great moment in this tournament where there haven't been too many of them. Most of them have either been blowouts or 5, 6, 7 point lead all the way, and it just doesn't get to that kind of game. And it was fun to see. So,
well, the tournament historically gets real good next week. So,
oh yeah,
Sweet 16, baby. I seriously have watched about 40 seconds of the whole tournament this year. I've just been busy, but I'll dive into it next weekend for sure. So let's talk about your Disney love. So your favorite park? Well, I better just ask you. So you're obviously going to the East Coast because you're in Indiana. Have you been out to the West Coast?
I dated a girl in California once, but I never made it to Disneyland. So I've been out there several times, but it was not I didn't go to Disneyland. I didn't get to see Dodger Stadium. I didn't go in that far south. It was more around the Oregon, California border. And I just never made it down. I was going to make that trip this year. I was going to make the trip to Disneyland, catch LA. I was going to try to do all that. And then this thought where some other people might be going in August came up, and I instantly booked my trip. And then we've gotten so many people that are coming now. I'm glad I waited. So, but I will get out there soon. If it's not next year, it'll be within the next couple of years. So
that's very cool. Yeah. My wife, we have family out there in Redlands, California, which isn't too far from Disney. And that's where she's from. And so she goes out there once a year. This year she's going out. I have 4 daughters. My number 3 daughter on the how old you are scale graduates high school this year, and she's going to grad night with her cousin. They were born 18 hours apart or whatever. Yeah, it's a pretty crazy story. They're best friends, but one's in California and one's in Texas. So they're going to grad night together. Wifey got tickets. It's a whole long thing, and I should probably make a video about it, but I won't bore you guys now because I want to talk about you. But they get to go to Disneyland without me is what I'm saying. But
that's not cool.
I know, right? But that's all right. I might go see Luke Skywalker without him. But anyway,
yeah.
So what's your favorite park in Orlando is really where I was going with that.
So it changes a lot, but right now, anyways, my favorite park is actually Animal Kingdom. I think Pandora is absolutely gorgeous. I think it's a phenomenal thing, especially to visit at night. I find the food there incredible, the atmosphere, everything about it is just incredible. And on top of that, I love the animals. It's just one of the things I think is the greatest. You don't not only have the animals around the front of the park, but you got the Maharaja Jungle Trek, I think it's called, and the other one, I can't remember what it is, the one with the gorillas. But so you have those 2 treks in the back that you can actually go and see all the different animals and the different things too, along with Africa and Asia and Everest. And it's just a great park to me. So right now, anyways, that may change in August, but right now, my favorite park is definitely Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, I love Animal Kingdom so much. So I grew up in San Diego, and the San Diego Zoo is one of the best zoos on the planet, but they have what's called now Safari Park. Back then it was San Diego Wild Park, and me and my wife grew up. I mean, when we were dating and then first married, we were there a lot. She actually had a job there, and I would go every Friday after work. I'd go and hang out and meet up with her, and we have great memories of that. Now that Disney has a park that is like that, is like a gift to our family. We love that Asian and African thing. It's spectacular, and I can't imagine. Like this year on our trip in October, we're actually taking a day where we're not going to go in the parks. We're trying to decide which park not to go to. And I can't imagine skipping Animal Kingdom. I love it so much. My favorite store on the whole planet is in Animal Kingdom, Mombasa Marketplace. And I don't even like shopping, but I love that thing.
Yeah, that's cool. I just love the theming so much there. And Meg from Mickey's Magic got to go obviously to Tanzania this past couple of weeks, and I was so jealous. It's the real Kilimanjaro safaris, and right. I mean, Flight of Passage is my favorite ride. Everest and Kilimanjaro safaris are in my top 10 easily. So it's just a great, and it's got Festival of Lion King too. I mean,
Yes,
that is it may be the best show on property, probably the best show on property by far.
One of our good friends who went to church with us, but now doesn't. She's traveling all over the place. She's actually in Egypt right now because I follow her on Instagram because she doesn't go to church with me anymore. She was Timon in that show for about a year.
Wow.
Yeah, and I never got to see her performing, but I've got to hear some really neat stories. She's just spectacular. If you're not friends with cast members, you're missing out on some awesome stuff. I want to be one someday. So I was going to ask you your favorite ride. I think you already told us, but I'll ask anyway. What are some of your favorite rides? You just mentioned your favorite.
Yeah, Flight of Passage is easily my favorite ride. I cannot believe it still has not won anybody's attraction bracket yet. So I'm going to be when I get to my next bracket, it'll be an attraction bracket, and then I'm sure a Flight of Passage will have to win. But no, Flight of Passage is good. The ones that really get people, that just baffle other people, I don't like. And we're going to try to change my perception in August. I don't like People Mover. Let me get it right. I like them all. They're just on the bottom of my list. People Mover, Carousel of Progress, and there's another one I can't remember what it is. Everybody always gives me a hard time for. They're on the bottom of my list. Now,
so on my bottom list, you're 2 for 2 right there. Sorry, everyone. Please don't leave the chat.
Yeah, especially Walt and Melissa. They're going to try to change my opinion, which is good. I'm okay with that.
So how does you take a position on People where you just sit there for 18 hours until that you get beaten into submission and say you like it? Like, I love everything about Disney, but
well, and I will be fair. I haven't been on those rides. When I first went on them, I went on them in, we're talking my first trips, and maybe some of it's changed by now, but it's not the ride that I have to ever go do again. It's just not. It's not something I need to go do. Especially Carousel of Progress is just so long that it's great. Don't get me wrong. It's if you like the nostalgia factor, the history of everything with Walt.
But I'm not rushing to go on it again.
I've seen it. I don't need to do it 3 times every trip. So
I thought with Megan on her live stream a couple months ago, it was good enough for me. It was great. I don't need to.
I won't. Every 10 years, I'll experience it again every 10 years, but I don't need to see it every day. So, but no, I'm going to give them all another try. Especially since this will be the longest trip I've ever taken at one time. So I'm going to give everything a try and see what we can accomplish this time. But as far as my other favorite rides, in Hollywood Studios, I enjoy Star Tours a lot, which is surprising to a lot of people.
I love it. My youngest daughter, that's her favorite ride, and I love it. I love it because she loves it, but I would love it anyway.
And Stinky Dog Coaster, the first time I rode that was incredible. Magic Kingdom is, I love all the mountains, but I really like the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train a lot. Obviously, Pirates of the Caribbean's good. And then over in Epcot, Soarin' is my favorite by far. And I really like all those rides over there, but Soarin', Test Track, and I'm one of the guys that likes Mission Space. So.
See, that's our first. We've been right on the money on everything. Mission Space, I don't understand. So Little C, Little C was telling us his least favorite was Living with the Land. I actually love Living with the Land. That's one. So yeah, really. There you go. Yeah. I'm not a gardener. I'm a wannabe gardener. I've always lived in places that didn't have dirt, but when I do have dirt, I definitely throw some stuff in there and see what happens. So I love that. It's amazing. I know I missed some questions. I know I did. So let me say hi to people in chat. I want to go back to see what I know that there was some. Oh, somebody asked me about my shirt. Yeah, it's pineapples. Dole Dad. So I don't know. Might have been Christy. Hold on. Let me see. I feel like I'm ignoring people. And somebody asked me a question. And I remember I wanted to ask you. I just don't remember what it was. E-Light Fitness. Welcome in. Everybody say hi to E-Light Fitness. I'm glad you are here. Laser Cat's in the house. What's going on? Chills, I think it was you. Did you ask me something, Chills? I feel like it was you, but I'm not seeing it. Timothy said he hasn't been to Animal Kingdom yet. I'm not seeing it, guys. So if I missed your question, I apologize, but we will definitely have some time at the end to answer and ask questions if you'd like. So your favorite ride and favorite park, Animal Kingdom, Flight of Passage, right?
Yes, sir.
And you kind of talked about your least favorite. What about snacks? Favorite and least favorite Disney snacks?
Well, least favorite, there are none, and really snacks. They're all snacks. So no, my favorite drink snack by far, I use at least when we usually go for a week. If for those that don't know the dining plan, you get we get a sit down meal, a quick service meal, and we get 2 snacks every day. So when we go for 7 nights, we get 14 snacks. I use at least half of my snacks on the Night Blossom drink from Pandora. Oh wow! So that is it's a desert pear and some kind of apple slushy kind of thing filled with passion fruit boba balls.
See,
Now,
this is why I like having this show. I don't even think I've heard that. That is, so my daughter's nuts. We got to drive 20 minutes every 4 hours to get her some boba drink down the road.
yeah,
I don't quite get it. I mean, I like them, but I don't get it. But that does sound good. So tell me the name of it again, because I wasn't ready to learn anything.
It's called the Night Blossom. And if you go down to Pandora, you got Satuli Canteen on the left. And I think it's called, is it Wind Traders? Is that the one that comes out of Flight of Passage? I believe it is.
Yeah, where you get
the Banshee.
Banshee, yeah.
And then you got the big robot that sits out front there. Right behind that big robot is a little quick service, just a shack little thing, and it serves the Night Blossom. Since then, I've also seen some other people do their snack reviews, and I found that there's at least 2 more drinks. One of them is at the Skipper Canteen that I'm going to try in August. That is similar to that with the boba balls, and I fell in love with that drink so much that when I came back the first time I had it, I bought a gallon of peach boba balls just to have it. so
my daughter is not.
Christy just said it's Pangu Pangu. I forgot about that. Is it? I forgot about it. So
I didn't know one could buy those in bulk. So I'm really hoping my daughter's not listening. That sounds good though. Anything with, and Christy's saying something about a pineapple pastry. Obviously, if you know me at all, you know I love me some pineapple everything. So that sounds amazing. Least, do you have a least favorite? I think you already said there's no least favorite.
I mean, I really don't, but I love sweets. I love sugar. So all that stuff's good. But I will say, and this probably is unpopular, the one thing I don't think Disney does great at with snacks is pretzels. To me,
they're just a pretzel. That's true.
I love pretzels, but I don't know if it's the fact that I don't get enough salt with it. I don't know if I just get the one that's been in there for 20 minutes. I don't know what it is, but every time I've had a pretzel there, it's just not been up to par with what I like as pretzels.
Yeah, that's why I love pretzels. And I don't know that I've ever got, I'm sure I have, but none has stand out. And so that's, for me, my wife loves the corn dog at Disneyland. Okay, it's a good corn dog, but I'm not going for corn dog. There's so much other things I want. I just, like, she made me get one the last time we were at Disneyland just so I would shut up about this. And yeah, okay, it was really good, but there was 18 other things I wanted. So I ain't getting a corn dog at Disney, but people love them. Little C says, still has his Venus flytrap. My mouth didn't want to work there. That got at the end of the ride in the gift shop at the end of the Avatar ride. That's awesome. Venus flytraps are awesome. Don't tell your little pet flies that it's there, or they're gonna have a bad day. That's very, very cool. So that brings me to, do you have any favorite Disney merch? I think you I collect stuff. I can look behind you and see some stuff. But what's some of your favorite merch that you have, and anything you collect and want to get more of? I know you're
I collect everything. So if it's Disney, nobody's allowed to throw it out. It all comes to me. I've got boxes of it on storage. But yeah, obviously my favorite Disney merchandise is pins, without a doubt. I've got a video out that I did where I couldn't even fit them on my king size bed. They're just too many of them. I just love Disney pins.
Somebody asked me one of the streams how many pins I have a couple months ago. I'm like, I have zero idea. I'm sure whatever I guess will be way wrong. I have no idea.
Yeah. But I love pins. I love Lego brickheads. That's what a lot of these are behind me. I've got 65 of them, I think, right now, and a lot of them are Disney. That's what I did for Vlogmas. I did Disney Lego brickheads every day. I collect anything and everything, Disney Doorables and the little Crossy Road figures, and so yeah, I collect it all. But one of the other things I really love to collect though is any books on Disney. I love reading books about Disney, the history of Disney, just the secrets, all that kind of stuff. So
do you have a favorite book or a book to recommend? And I will, as I ask you that, have you read Gabler's biography of Disney, Neil Gabler?
I have not read that one, but I do. My favorite book. I do have a book back here. It's the Disney book I got for Christmas for my nieces. It's hard to see, but it goes through the history of Disney from year by year, and it's probably the best book I probably own for Disney. So I would probably have to say that one.
That's cool. Very cool. I like to read. I don't know if anybody even says that out loud anymore, but I like to read very much. Mm-hmm. And Disney books are, I mean, there's always one I'm either reading or want to read. And frankly, there's probably not right now, but I own more Disney books than I've read. So I've got plenty to still get to. Mm-hmm. I run a nonprofit, and part of that nonprofit is a resale shop. And part of that resale shop is all the used books you could ever need. So my staff throw Disney books at me like like they're mad at me or something. So that's a whole nother thing. But it's pretty cool. I'm blessed with that. I like it. Chill says he doesn't like turkey legs. You know what? I don't like turkey legs either. My girls and my wife do. But yeah, that's another one true. Another one. I agree. The Hidden Mickey books, Jelly says.
I have those Hidden Mickey books as well. So I saw that too.
I never can. I mean, I don't try to, I guess, but I don't. Like if the cast member says, "Hey, there's one," I'll check it out, and I love it when that happens. But I guess I don't think of it when I'm at the park.
That's one of my favorite things to do is to find Mickeys. I look for them everywhere. Every attraction will have many of them. I look for them and I take pictures of every single one of them I can find. So I've got a whole collection of them.
Someday I will get into that. I don't know. I'm excited about so many other things. I guess that's so. I got to get into that. I remember we were getting on the the Toy Story Alien Shoot 'em Up game, and the thing stopped, and so the cast member was we were like the very next people, and the cast member was trying to keep us entertained, and they did with all the hits. I mean, okay, look right there and look right there, and they were everywhere, and
it's something to keep your mind occupied. And I saw Christy ask me if I had the Pixar book. I do not have that, but I will check that out. So
cool. Very cool. Yeah, everybody in chat, thanks for being here. So we got 19 in the house. Thanks for smashing the like button. We got 20. So we're at 8:45. See, it always goes. So I don't know if it's going fast for you, but it always goes fast for me. I usually, my first couple of weeks I did this, I have all these scheduled questions, and I don't even bother anymore. The conversations go so well, and especially if it's somebody I know a little bit. I don't know. It goes fast. So
yeah, it's almost sad, honestly, how fast it goes. Because, like I said, my first live stream, I've been filling in for people, and I've enjoyed it. This open discussion format is by far the best. I love this kind of thing.
I love it too, but then at the end, I'm like, did I say goodbye in a rude, too fast way? Like, it goes so fast. I don't know. It's always, I overthink that. I think that Stacey Rogers. Is Stacey Rogers our winner?
Yes, she was.
So as I started to say it out loud, I thought I was wrong. Stacey, congratulations. I had to leave before I got to see who won, but our guest shared that it was you. Congratulations. That was fun to watch. I hope you had fun doing it. I was going to ask you about pins. Oh yeah. Do you have a favorite Disney pin and or a Grail pin that you're after?
My favorite Disney pin it's just a rack pin that it's a pin of the portrait where Mickey is sitting down looking in the mirror and painting a self-portrait, and he's painting Walt Disney. That's by far my favorite pin. And as far as my Grails go, I really don't want to say I have a Grail so much to speak as I want them all. So it's kind of one of those, it's just one of those kind of situations.
Extra pins your way.
Yes, and yeah, I take all pins and I treat them; they're all the same to me. So
I love it. Yeah. So you truly don't have so for me, I love Adventureland. I collect Adventureland, the Indiana Jones ride. I love the Jungle Cruise ride. So I collect a lot of stuff. But if it's got a Jungle Cruise hat or if anything Adventureland, I am diving that way. Do you have an area that you lean or truly just any pin you're happy?
Well, yeah, I'm a huge Villains fan, so I'm watching Corey and his pin boards and all that. I'm starting to create pin boards, and most of them are going to be, at least at the beginning, are all villains. So they're my favorite characters of the. I think a lot of them could be misunderstood, and just see. I like how they tell stories from other people's points of view. So no, that would probably be my favorite group to collect is any Disney villain.
So my youngest is a Descendants nut, and thinking about that when you said that, misunderstood, and it makes me think of the Maleficent movie, which I'm going to ask you questions. I don't want to share my perspective right now, but she's bad. She's not good. What are we doing there? I don't understand. So that does bring me, though. I know you love movies. I want to get there. I can't believe we're at 14 minutes away from the end, but movies that are coming out this year that you're most excited about, because I think this is the best year lineup of Disney movies probably ever.
Well, I think yes. I don't think there's any question about that. I want to see every single one of them. That's one of the things I'm going to try to do is get them when they come out so that we can talk about them. I just went and saw Captain Marvel over the weekend. I know a lot of people said it was a good movie, but they were underwhelmed, and I've heard a lot of people throw in that they try to push feminism too much. I didn't see any of that. I thought it was an incredible movie. Absolutely
sensitive, that kind of stuff, and I didn't. I was a tad annoyed with Frozen the first time I saw it, and I didn't see that with Captain Marvel.
Yeah, not a bit of it, one bit. So it was an incredible movie. I was really pleased with that one.
It was a generation story. We didn't have anything.
Mhm.
So the first half, okay, yeah, pretty boring. But I thought it was great. Once she met her friend, I thought the movie went
Oh yeah,
outstanding.
it was phenomenal. I couldn't be happier for that movie. And then, of course, we have the Avengers coming out, which is the movie of all movies. I love these live action movies. I loved every one of them so far. I know people aren't a fan. I cannot believe that they're doing them all. And I think it's just another way for us to enjoy Disney. And I'm so excited for them all. I was worried that if they do them all now, what are they going to do? But, you know, they just keep announcing them. And one of my favorite movies, one of my favorite all-time Disney movies is The Hunchback of Notre Dame. And they just announced that they're doing that. And Josh Gad is the producer in that. So
it's just, I didn't know. Really? Okay.
Yeah, Olaf is going to be in a Hunchback. So yeah, I can't wait for it.
And so what are you doing Thursday? I bet I know.
I am going to try to be at Dumbo. So
Wifey and I had I guess it was Friday night. I'm like, because we've got a lot of stuff going on this week.
Mhm.
We've got really good stuff going on, personal life, blah, 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 blah. And blah, 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 prom and this and that. Who cares? And I said, we're going to see Dumbo. Oh, but no, but I will sit there for the first time in my life all by myself. I am not watching it next Tuesday. Thank you. No, I can't wait.
Yeah, especially since in today's community, you're going to hear about it from everybody else anyways, if you're watching YouTube. So
yeah, that's actually, you're exactly right. So which movie this year are you most excited about?
This year, The Lion King. I think Jon Favreau, or I always mispronounce his name. I think he's incredible. He plays Happy in Iron Man. He did The Jungle Book. He's a phenomenal director, and that movie just it's one of the greatest movies, not just Disney movies. It's one of the greatest movies of all time, and has one of the best stories. And everybody knows that. Everybody knows the music. Everybody knows the characters. And for them to do a live action of that, and as good as the trailer looks, it is going to be incredible.
So I love Disney art. I love lots of Disney art, but if I could only have one movie's Disney art, it's The Lion King.
For sure.
Again, whole Animal Kingdom, that motif, is that the right word usage? I don't know if I'm using that word right or not, but I just love that vibe. I'll say it that way.
Oh yeah.
And it was that was the first movie I took my wife to. She wasn't my wife yet, but it worked out pretty good. But we went to see The Lion King. And now that it's live action, that should be the one I'm most excited about, but it's not. Because there's one in December that I'm excited about even more than Lion King.
Well, yeah,
the next Star Wars.
Yes,
I can't believe it. Those two movies and all of the Marvel stuff. I wasn't even a Marvel fan 5-10 years ago. I really got it. My daughter was into it. Now I'm fully involved. And do you have a favorite Marvel character? Let's ask that. I never asked that. No.
Captain America for sure. I'm Team Cap all the way. So he shares my name. So it's it's just one of those things. Before Disney took over Marvel and started doing all the stuff that they're doing with them, you had your superhero movies, but they were always either Batman or Spider-Man. You didn't hear about Captain America that much. You didn't hear about some of these other characters a lot. And then when Disney started doing it, they put out that first Captain America movie. I thought, what are they doing? And no, they knew what they were doing. So they've done it well. So.
I mean, I vaguely knew who Stan Lee was back in the day, and I agree with you. Actually, I used to make fun of superhero movies. The first Batman was good, and then there was 27 straight Batmans that I thought would put me to sleep. Okay, maybe that's not totally fair. And then The Dark Knight and that whole series, that was great. But they've taken comic book movies. I mean, the Black Panther is a great movie. Like, I don't care if it was from a comic. That is a great movie.
Yeah.
I loved it. But I'm very, very excited. So do you have any thoughts on the Star Wars movie?
Oh, man. See, I'm the weird guy that's liked every single one of them. I loved the prequels. I thought this last one, the Last Jedi, I thought it was the best one of the entire set. All 8 of them, including, if you want to go 10 of them with Rogue One and Solo, I thought the Last Jedi. I love it when they bring back people 20 years later. Or fire up new TV shows 20 years later, or bring back a movie. And I thought that movie was incredible. I didn't get why people hated on it. I don't understand all that. It to me was the best one, and I think this next one's going to be even better.
So I must know Solo and Rogue One. I'll shut up and just listen.
Okay, so Rogue One, I thought I geeked out, especially when they tied it all together at the very end. I thought it was incredible the way they did the story. I thought the characters were well done, especially the blind martial arts guy. I I loved all of that. I thought the entire movie, Rogue One, to me was better than some of the original Star Wars.
I put it number 2 on the list.
It's so good. I don't understand that. I mean, it was so good. And Solo gets hated on a lot too, but I think Solo gets hated on just because people are thrashing Disney right now about Star Wars, and I think it's so good. I don't understand why the people dislike it so much.
I was so annoyed at the hate that movie was getting before it came out, and then I watched it and I loved it. Now, since I've watched it 3 or 4 times on Netflix, okay, it probably wasn't as good as I was thinking when I walked out of the building because I was all excited or whatever, but it's a pretty good movie. I will say this, it's beautiful. Like, if you just look at it cinematically, is that the right way to say that? I think it's a gorgeous looking film. It's Han Solo's origin story. What are we crying about? We get to see the story of the Kessel Run. I mean, we all wanted to see that. I mean, it's not, you know what I really think it is, and I would love I'm saying this so I get your opinion on this. I think all of us who geek out about Disney, who loved the mythology and had all these stories in our head, would have done it the way we would do it in our head. And I'm not George Lucas, and I'm not Michael Eisner or anybody who has any say. I'm not Ron Howard. I'm not any of the people who gets to decide what the story is. So it's not going to be my story.
Yeah.
But I love that they told us what happened for the Kessel Run and how he got the Falcon and blah, 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 blah. You can't screw it up. You're telling me stuff I've always wanted to know. What's not to like? What say you?
And they did it very well too. I mean, it was like an incredible scene. It was incredibly done. They went back. I mean, yeah, it's something from what, 30 years ago? 40. I don't even remember when the first ones came. They came out before I was born.
1970. I was 7.
Okay, so they came out then, and now you're seeing it this many years later. It's just like, if Disney hadn't have taken over Star Wars, we would never have seen the rest of the story or the pre-story or any of it. So
we certainly wouldn't have had the budget and the deep dive that we're having. We're going to get a movie or 2 every year until I'm probably not on this planet anymore. That's awesome.
And I wouldn't be going to Galaxy's Edge on August 29th like I'm excited for. So
that's a great thing.
Ride in the Millennium Falcon. So
I think you just answered it. What are you most excited about Galaxy's Edge?
Honestly, okay, so Rise of the Resistance won't be open. They're doing it in phases. It's going to be closed. There's only going to be the one ride open, and I don't care. I want to walk through a Star Wars world and see the ambiance and the how. I want to see what came out of George Lucas's mind. I want to be able to be in it, and that's what means the most to me.
Smell it, taste it.
Yes.
Buy it.
Characters.
Put it in my backpack. Take it home with me. I'm doing all of that stuff.
Now I'll get in line to ride it one time, but after that, I don't need to. I'll be fine with the rest of the day, just walking around and seeing what's going on.
I was telling somebody recently, it might have been wifey, I might have been Gonzo. I don't even care. Like, I'm going to ride the rides.
Yeah,
I don't need to ride the rides day one. I'm happy if I get to. Sweet. If I stand in line for 8 hours and I mean, so what if we only? So I haven't done Flight of Passage yet. I have not done that ride yet. You love that ride. What if you only stood in line? Would you love it? I bet the answer is yes.
What do you mean if I only stood in line?
The queue is awesome. Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Experience is awesome. Yes. Like, even if the experience, and that's why people are standing in line for 4 hours, by the way, if you just hung out in Wind Traders and had your drink and did whatever the queue you get to do in the queue, wouldn't that be an amazing experience? I mean, I walk around and I see that big droid thing that Sigourney Weaver walked around in, and it talks to me, and I'm sipping on a whatever. It's a good day.
Yeah, you put yourself in that world, and it's completely different. And we actually, it's kind of funny you said that, because the last time we went, I get fast passes for it now, and we went on the fast pass line. I was sitting there filming. My niece was like, "We got to see this." I said, "We can't. There's nobody. We got to keep moving." We didn't get to wait in line to see all that atmosphere. And you walk by the avatar in the. I don't want to ruin anything for you, but there's an avatar there that's floating in the water, just like you would see on TV. You get to see all that as you go by. Well, we don't get to see that because we run straight to the front of the line with a fast pass. And we're already on the ride.
Yeah. Well, that's it. So the first time I was in Pandora was early morning. I'm not a runner, but I did a 5K. We went through Animal Kingdom. It was dark, so it was really fascinating time. It was as the sun came up. So at the beginning of the run, it was dark, 100% dark. And as we got it was actually the sun was just coming up as we were leaving Pandora, but whatever. The lights were on, and Jeff Disney Nut, who's never seen a new Disneyland, who doesn't like to run anyway, is running, and I'm like, I'm gonna fast walk this. Did you see that? And did you see that? And what are those things floating in the water? And oh my gosh, they're floating islands, and it was really kind of a surreal thing. And then we didn't go. I think we went to Epcot that afternoon. Then the next day we went, so I got to see it in the daytime. But oh my goodness, the theming, was it Joe Rohde, right? Is that guy the best guy on the planet, or what?
He's incredible. Yeah. And I know James Cameron had a lot to do with it. Actually, Joe Rhodes and Rohde's and James Cameron and somebody else, the producer of the show, their handprints are actually in the ride too.
Very
so
cool.
They marked themselves on it. So no, that whole thing, I've got pictures from when it first started and they first started constructing it. Every time I go, I take pictures of how it progressed. And it's absolutely incredible. It's the best themed land. That and Toy Story Land, they're just getting so much better. That's why I can't wait for Star Wars Land.
Exactly. Well, to answer my own question, I can't wait to walk in the cantina. Jeff has dreamed about that for 42 years now. So
yeah, the cantina is going to be phenomenal.
Oh, I can't believe it's a real thing. It's so cool. So it is 8:59. I promised the chat I would let them ask some questions. I am very, very behind in chat. So again, my apologies to anybody in chat. Please don't feel like I'm ignoring you. I'm going to scroll up and see. I saw a couple people added me, or whatever the way to say that is, so I get highlighted. So if you want to ask him a question, him being Steve from Steve's World, I've also done a horrible job as a host putting in links. So let's do that real fast. What did I do with your link? Well, here's your Instagram link. So we'll throw the Insta in there real fast. If you've got a question for him, hit us up now. If I can figure this out. Boom. There is a link to his Insta. I will throw one in for his Twitter right now.
I saw that Mouse Talk. Mouse Talk just put in there. Congrats to Justin Houston going to the Colts. I was pleased.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Did that happen today?
No, I think it happened 2 or 3 days ago, maybe.
I'm behind. I saw all kinds of stuff going on in the NFL. I got to get your what did I do with your? I got the live place link, which is really nice, but not the one I want. Hold on. Where did my friend YouTube channel go? What did I do wrong? Hold on, guys. I apologize for making you wait, but I really want to throw his link in there so you guys can get over and check out his channel.
And I'll answer a question real quick. D, I am going to, D or Miguel, whichever one of you that is, I am going to ride the Main Street Trolley and film it while I'm on it in August. So I am ready for it.
Now, are you live streaming that, or are you?
I'm going to do a lot. So we just started live streaming. Live streaming is new to me, but I've become extremely addicted to it. I was really looking forward to. I was on Mouse Talk and I did the sports night yesterday. I was on this tonight, and I got my own show tomorrow. So I'm really addicted to live streaming now. And my whole point in not doing it the first time was I broke my ankle probably 2 years ago. Put on 80 pounds, and I wanted to lose all that weight before I started doing it. But Meg went on this trip, kind of pushed me into, not pushed me, but urged me to, hey, you need to do this. This is a perfect time. And I did it, fell in love with it, got a lot of support. And so we did our first live stream, my first regular live stream on Mondays last week, and I'm excited about doing them. So I plan on live streaming most everything down there. Not everything, definitely Galaxy's Edge. And then if I can live stream the Main Street Trolley, if they'll let me on it, I'll do it. But I'll try to get on it and try to film it at least so I can share it.
Well, I'll just say it, and I'm not the kind of person to kiss somebody's rear end, but you're great, dude. You're a natural.
I appreciate that.
No, I appreciate you being good. I sit on people's live streams that are good, and I sit on some that are bad just because I like it. I like to interact. That said, some of them stink.
There are more enjoyable ones than others, but I support everybody. So I try to sit through them all. But the ones I really support, the ones I'm really pushing all the time, though, I really love those channels. But I try to get out. I support everybody. I don't ever unsubscribe to anybody. If I can use that word, unsupport anybody. But I do it because if you have good content or you need support, as long as you support other people in the community, I try to do what I can for you. So.
Yeah, I don't quite understand the sub for sub thing. That said, I also don't understand unsubscribing. Like, I mean, you know how you get me to unsubscribe? You talk in a way I'm not going to support, or your content is something that I can't support. But I can't imagine hitting subscribe. I guess if somebody had a really bad day and I don't know, I can't imagine unsubscribing. I mean, I'm sure I would if somebody was being disgusting. I mean, I block people in here when they, are trolls or whatever, but it is what it is. I guess I don't understand all that. I don't think it makes any sense to sub for sub, and I don't think it makes any sense to sub and then unsubscribe. Maybe I'm not smart enough to understand those two things, but apparently people like to do that.
Yeah, I'm subscribed to about 3 times as many people as are subscribed to me. So I don't know.
No idea. How do you even know that?
I know how many people I've subscribed to based on, if you go to when you pull up your page on the left-hand side, it'll tell you how many you have. And then I just know how many subs I have, obviously, but, it'll where you see it'll tell you who's live on the left-hand side. If you hit the bottom, it'll say show the other 1,000 or whatever.
Okay. So I know what you're talking about. I guess I've never done that. I probably have, but I didn't take note of the number. Okay.
So cool. I just try to support everybody I can, because I remember what it did for me. Morty Mouse was the first person to ever comment on one of my videos. It was the first video we ever did. And really? Yeah, he was Theme Park Brews back then. Yeah,
I knew him then.
I went to my mom and I said, Mom, this guy that I don't know is kind of weird. He commented on one of my videos. What do I do?
I love it.
So, and then I got to know Morty real well.
I love that part.
So I thought, should I accept? I'm afraid to meet new people on this thing. So I thought, well, let me go find somebody. So then I went out and I found Corey, and I thought maybe this is what
you started with some good channels.
What's that?
You started off with some good channels.
Oh yeah, I got lucky. So, but no, Morty was the kindest person to ever. I wrote back to him and I said, I'm new to this. I don't understand. I appreciate everything. And he kept me going for the first month. We really didn't do a lot. We put out like 4 videos, and he was very encouraging and helped me stay positive about it also.
He's a nice guy. He actually lives near me, and he's a nice guy. I don't know him personally. He's taken his channel in a different direction, and I've actually talked to him about it, and it is what it is. He blew up. I'm sure you know that.
Oh yeah.
It was at 1 million. The Momo, whatever the stupid thing was.
Yeah.
It's funny too. The day he posted it, so I work with kids. All right. So the silly kid, eating Tide Pod, whatever, all that stuff, like stay aware of, I'll put it that way. And so I was aware of the Momo stupidity, and I was aware that it was not real. And it was super stupid, and the information was out there, but nobody was talking about it. He was brilliant, and it fits right into his genre. Is that the right word? And he did it so well. I watched it and I went, and I watched it early. It hadn't blown up. I didn't know it blew up until like 3 days later, or no. It was like hours later, excuse me. But I think it was Rob Fuzz it was. He put on, your community tab or whatever. Congrats to Morty for some number that didn't make any sense to me. And then I looked, and I'm like, oh man, it blew up. And so his subscribers went up, and I'm so happy for him. He seems to me like a good guy, and he's certainly looks like from here he's doing it right. I'm proud of him, and I don't know him well, but I'd like to know him better. I'm just,
and he's very motivational too. When I first met him, or when he first interacted with me, he was in Disney World, and I went to him, and he would sit in a corner as his family. They would walk around. He'd sit in a corner and talk for 40 minutes about positivity, which is something that we try to spread along the way as well. That was the whole message in us starting our YouTube channel. So I thought, this guy is brilliant. I like him. I'm going to hook on to him. So
very cool. Brandy and Dave in the house. Hey, Anthony, you keep saying 10 away from 250. If you're looking for subs, just provide great content and meet some of these people, and I'm sure they're going to check you out. If I missed anybody else, again, my apologies. I've had fun. I can't believe it's 6 minutes after the hour. Now is definitely the time. He said he'd stay after. I'm not going to abuse that. So if you've got questions for him, now's the time. I didn't do what I said I would do, to talk to you about your sports content. I know you're doing it with Walt. Is that all on his channels of your channel?
Right now, it's all on his channel, and I'm good with that. He does a great job hosting. He's helped me to guide me to where, when I first started, I was not comfortable. I wasn't really sure how to lead how to do the filler like you're doing right now. But Walt's been doing a great job over there, and we talk about what we want to talk about. We both prepare, and then we just have fun like we're doing, just talking about sports. So yeah, it's been great. We've only done it 2 weeks right now, but it's something we hope will grow, and it's just something we can do with just having fun. So
well, I'm your prime demographic on that, and I have not checked out either one of them yet. It just hasn't worked out time-wise. But trust me, I'll be there, and I guarantee it'll grow. I know you. I know him. It'll be huge. I'm going to be doing the same. I've shared a few times, and other things, and I suspect sports is going to be a piece of my channel, and I hope it is of yours too, because it'll just make me want to go there more.
This Saturday we're doing baseball, just all the predictions for awards, predictions for everything from top to bottom for all divisions, World Series, all of it. So
let's do it. Who are you picking to win the World Series? And by the way, the right answer is the Dodgers.
It is, you know, a lot of people would say picking the homer team is not right, but I think they are going to win.
So here's my honest, true opinion, and I'm a Dodger homer who lives in Texas. The Dodgers are by far the class of the NL West. If you could tell me you can only pick one division winner, who would you pick? The Dodgers. Their team is great, and the division's horrible.
Yes.
Therefore, why wouldn't you think they have the best chance of the World Series? They do. And in the AL, who's it going to be? I don't know. The Yankees, the Red Sox, one of them is not even going to win their division. Astros are elite, and Indians are going to try to play for – they're trying to give away Kluber, and they're likely going to win the division. So that said, 3 elite teams in the AL, 1 team in the AL. I'm a math guy. The team that has the best chance is the Dodgers.
Yep. I think so too.
Yeah, I mean, and I know you're younger than me. I know exactly where I was and exactly what I was doing and exactly with who when Kirk Gibson went deep against Eck in '88, and I am ready to have a new memory and get another ring.
Thought we were going to do it this past year, but it was close, and I thought they should have done it, but you know the Astros are a great team. So
Game 7, Houston Astros, my Dodgers, we lose. I'm in a hotel room in Florida the day before my trip starts in Walt Disney World last year. I guess that was 2 years ago, actually. But,
yeah, sorry.
Close stinks. Close stinks. Close is not. I mean, I'm glad we got there, but whatever. Whole new thing. Stacy says that sport no longer called baseball. It's now called Batesball. That's right, Stacy. Oh man, I liked you already. Now I love you. I love that. Tamarack says Detroit Tigers. Detroit Tigers. You see what they gave up on Justin Verlander. Now Verlander's. So there's baseball talk on everybody. If I bore you guys to death, I apologize. Why don't our Dodgers have Justin Verlander? He wanted to play in LA. Kate Upton wanted to go into LA. We actually picked Yu Darvish, who I like, over Verlander. 2 years of Verlander we didn't want. We wanted 1 year, which was really 2 months of Yu Darvish. Oops.
Yep.
Oops. So I don't know. It wasn't Konerko for Jeff Shaw, but it wasn't real good either. But anyway, I've enjoyed this. We went 10 minutes over. I don't think we had any questions and comments there or in the comments. Yeah. Pie Princess Red, welcome. I don't think I said hi to you. Welcome in. How are you? Thank you for being amazing mods. I've got so many good mods. Pie Princess Red's throwing in your links. Please, please, please go check out Steve's channels. Excuse me. Especially his YouTube channel. Anything coming up on your channel? You've got the sports thing going on with Walt. What can we expect on your channel? And then I'll ask you what you want to tell the chat before I say goodnight.
So tomorrow we actually are going to start a 4-week in honor of March Madness. We're going to start a 4-week 128 Disney song bracket. Wow. So yes, I've got it all ready to go. It'll be up on screen so that everybody can see it. I've kind of got a preview here of it. It's going to look like this. So it'll.
And I got to shut up. You show it, and I'll shut up so we can see it.
Oh, okay. So it's going to look something like this. Don't pay attention to the names over here yet. But what I did is I did research. I've collected research on what people think are the best Disney World or Disney songs of all time. I went through a list of over 368 of them. They were ranked online. I've compared the rankings. It's a real bracket. Number 1 goes up against number 128, and all the way through it. Almost all Disney movies are represented. So it's I put a lot into this one. I'm really proud of it. But I figure it's going to take 4 weeks to go through.
I'm intrigued. So I've done some stuff like that. I did a Christmas song bracket and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And I've actually thought about doing the Disney thing. I love that. And I can tell you that I have no idea what I think is my favorite Disney song. There's probably 300 of them, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and then we're going to be doing chat votes. So whatever the chat votes for will be what we do. So
nice. Well, I see Meg popped in. I think Rosa just left. So hello, Meg. Goodbye, Rosa. We get rid of this. Oh, look at my mods. My mods snipe these people before I even know what's going on. They bump them. I love that so much. You rock, dude. I love your channel. I love that you're live streaming. I love that you're doing some sports. I love the stuff that you're passionate about. So if you're in chat and you want to say hi, now's the time, because we're going to say goodbye here in a minute. If you haven't smashed the link to get over to his YouTube channel, do it now. You don't make it back, I totally understand. Instagram, Twitter, but certainly the YouTube channel. Some sports, lots of Disney. Sounds like the thing to do is go dive into the bracket. Again, well, so that's on his channel, though? Is that Mouse Talk?
Yeah, it's on Mouse Talk's channel. He's my partner channel.
I did not pull up his link, but if somebody wants to throw in, or if you're in here, buddy, throw in his link, I would certainly love that. I have no idea. I know he was in here earlier, but I really haven't been watching the chat very much. But I think that's it. So people keep hiding and unhiding somebody with a bad name. That cracks me up. Mr. Garrick in the house, good timing. We're just saying goodnight, but I'm glad you're here. I feel like I'm going to repeat myself, but I know that at least 2 new people popped in. Go subscribe to Steve's channel. Do it now. You will like it. Steve, I hope we didn't bore you. I hope you had fun. I had a lot of fun. I said it already. I knew the hour would go fast. It went insanely fast. It was an hour 15. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, sir. This is, again, I've become addicted to it over the last 3 weeks. So I've been really looking forward to this. So I'm glad we did it.
Oh, I'm glad you said yes, and I'm glad you did it. So if you want to talk to him beyond this, you're going to have to do it over on his channel. Please don't go anywhere, Steve. I'm going to tell the chat goodbye. Thank you guys for being here. Again, if I missed a question, I apologize. I haven't seen him at the end when I've been trying to see him, but if I didn't say hi to you now. Team Mold, hey, I think I said hi, but hello. Really, really means a lot that you come out. Next week, we've got Kelly from the Mickey Bunch. It's going to be great. She's awesome. She was on Friday talking about contest. I will throw a link or a little plug in for that right now. 9-channel giveaway. It's pretty cool. 9 different channels giving away stuff. This is what I'm giving away. 1 winner, 9 prizes, some amazing stuff. Actually, next Sunday when I've got Kelly on from the Mickey Bunch, it'll actually have just been over. Christie's Corner, who's in the house, or at least was, but I think I just saw, yep, Christie's Corner is in chat right now. She's the mastermind behind the awesomeness that is that. Walt Disney Mortal's in the house. Lots of people apparently are in there from this. So as we say goodbye, check out Steve's channel, check out Christie's Corner, and so many other channels, but especially that 9-channel group. Somebody win. I would love it to be one of my friends. I feel like I'm talking too much now. I think that's it, chat. We're going to say goodbye to you. Steve, you can hang for a minute so I can say thank you offline. That'd be great. Love you guys for being in chat. Go do something awesome for somebody. Have a great week. Steve, the last word is yours, and then we will say goodbye.
Just want to thank everybody for coming out, and thank you for your support. And just everybody treat each other with kindness. Thank you all so much.
Amen. Thanks for being here, guys. Thanks to you, Steve, but thanks to everybody in chat too. Love you. Have a great week. See ya.
Bye, guys.